Alright, this is where we just left off with our powers and exponents. So let's go on to the next problem. This next problem says I have a fraction that's cubed. That means I'm going to write the fraction 3 times and then multiply them together. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And I'm finished. 27 over 64 is the correct solution. Alright, the next thing is just talking about in words and making sure I'm writing things properly. It says write each number as a power of the given base. So I'm supposed to come up with the answer of 64. Using a base 8, that would be 8 times 8, or 8 to the second power. 8 to the second power is 64. I need to come up with 81 using negative 3. So I'd have to use negative 3 times negative 3, that would be 9, times negative 3, which would be negative 27, times negative 3, finally I get to 81, because this would be 9, this would be 9, and then 9 times 9 is 81. So I'd have to write this as negative 3, notice how it's in parentheses because I want to include the negative every time, to the fourth power. The next problem says I need to come up with 64, and I'm starting with a base of 4. Well, 4 times 4 is 16. Times 4 is 64. So the answer would be 4 to the third power. And the last one, I need to come up with negative 27. I have the base of negative 3. So I have negative 3 times negative 3. Well, that would be a positive 9. Times negative 3, that's a negative 27. So again, I'm going to put negative 3 in parentheses, except it's only to the third power, not to the fourth power. On my next problem here, it's giving me a story problem. So in case of a school closing, the PTA president calls 3 families. Each of these families calls 3 other families, and so on. How many families will have been called in the 4th round? To me, I could represent this as an exponent, but you may not see that right now, so it may be easier for you to draw a picture. So here's this lady, or this person, this PTO person, and their school is closed. So they make 3 phone calls. This is also a phone tree. So now they've contacted 3 other people. So each of these families then contacts 3 other people. This would be round 2 of calling. Here's round 1 of calling. Here's round 2 of calling. We want to know how many calls will have been made in the round. You can continue to draw these, but you would start to get lots of circles here. What we can start to do is look at what this means here. Here, this one was 3. This one is 9. This one has 9 on it, and then they have another 9 and another 9. Well, 9 and 9 and 9 gives me 27. So you're looking at the pattern here. Well, this would be 3 to the first. This would be 3 to the second. And this would be 3 to the third. So basically in the 4th round, okay, the round I haven't drawn, would be 3 to the 4th power, or 27 times 3 more, which would be 81 calls. We can continue to talk about some of these things in class. Please make notes of anything that you had questions on from the video so you can make sure and discuss those. In your notes, you should be writing those questions off to the sides and making sure that you address those during class.